as soon as you're 18.
Who have history with the police, have influence on your vetting, even if you have not had contact with them for 10 plus years.
They could do, depends. There's lots of it depends. And it depends on how much risk you provide. And every force has got a different appetite for risk, which is centered around the appetite will be set by the chief constable. Some forces have a greater appetite than others. It depends on things like your relationship with them or lack of relationship, the possibility that you may see them again ever, their background, what they've been involved in, how distant they are from you. And I don't think this had happened now, but about 10 years ago, one of my clients who was a PCSO in a force, she failed vetting because her brother had been arrested for possession with intent to supply controlled drugs in that same force area. But she was a PCSO when that happened. And it didn't impact on her role being a PCSO, and they failed her on vetting. And we helped her appeal it with some mitigating suggestions for mitigation in there. That the responsibility and the onus is on her to tell her supervisor if she ever comes across her brother again, because they distance themselves completely. And also that she doesn't work in a certain area of the force where this individual actually lived and potentially operated from. I don't think that would happen now. I think that would just be an outright fail. And she was successful in her vetting appeal because we put forward some mitigating factors that they could take into consideration. I think today that would not be a thing. I think she'd fail. So it's hard to say. And the problem is the actual vetting decision isn't made until the end of the process. I mean, right at the end of the process. And it's going to vary from force to force, honestly. There's one candidate I know who he'd been stopped and searched 6 times in a 12-month period. He's black and he lives in Brixton. You're like, go figure. If you're black and you live in Brixton and you're 18 years old, if you can get through a year without being stopped and searched, it means you've never left your house. Sorry, I don't care what anyone in the Met says. It's just the truth of it. I've been out with the Met in those areas and I've seen how they operate. I've been on the police race action plan steering group for the deputy commissioner steering group for the Met Police. I know how it works. And he was failed because he'd been stopped and searched 6 times. So he was a cadet for that force as well. He was a cadet for the Met, a cadet leader. And I was just like, this is insane. So we applied to a force that ends in Shire. And they just went, well, that's ridiculous. You're black and you live in Brixton. Of course you're going to get stopped and searched. And so he's now working for them as a constable. So it's all very much a mixed bag vetting. And you can only really know whether you're going to fail it or win the appeal or whatever right at the end of the process. So what I'd suggest to all of you is knuckle down to the assessment centre, the interview,